Good morning, Flosstube. I am Tamara. I am PD Stitcher here on YouTube and over on Instagram. And this is my channel about cross stitch. And a little bit of life stuff thrown in, things like that. Not a lot of life, just a little. Welcome. If you are new here, welcome. I hope you will stick around, see if there's something that you like. If you do, hit subscribe, ring the bell so that you can get notifications, all that stuff. Leave a comment, hit like, subscribe, all those things. But leave a comment mostly because I enjoy the friendships that I've built through meeting people on Flosstube. I don't have any real in-person friends who cross-stitch. I have in-person friends, but not who cross-stitch, so it's nice to have my friends through Flosstube who I can talk cross-stitch with. So, if you are returning, welcome back. Thank you for your kind words, your support, your friendships, all of that stuff. Today is Memorial Day here in the United States. It is Monday, May 27th, and it's about 9 o'clock in the morning here in South Carolina. We are supposed to have a really, really hot day here today, so I'm probably going to be inside a lot. I don't like the heat. The noise you hear would be Milo. Milo has joined us today. Here he is. He likes to guard us through the window. You know, all that stuff. Sorry, did not mean to make you sick by jerking the camera around. I apologize for the lights in my glasses. I try really, really hard to get the lights to where they're not going to reflect off my glasses much. So, I'm trying. I did say last time I was not going to apologize much, if any, anymore. But that is something I know that it's hard to see somebody's face if the light is shining off their glasses. But I also know, wearing glasses, that it's hard for people who are trying to film something while wearing glasses to not have the light shine off of those glasses. So I'm very understanding of other floss tubers who wear glasses and have the light shining off of them because I completely understand. So what we have today, this is another impromptu video. I have a moment, so I'm taking that moment to film. My two girls who are at home right now just left to go to work. They both work at Chick-fil-A, and they are open this morning from 10 until 4, so they are working for part of that. One of them works in the kitchen, so she had to go in a little early to start prepping stuff, and the other one was riding with her because they share a car. So my other daughter, who normally lives here, she is working at a summer camp all summer as, I'm not exactly sure what her job is. I know that she is overseeing the activities area of the camp. They have a rock wall, climbing wall type situation. They have a zip line. They have a ropes course, things like that. I know she went up there 2 weeks ago, and we've talked to her a couple of times, but she's been busy. She's been having to do all of those things so that she can learn them well enough to help the campers when they get up there. So she's having a good time. I miss her, but that's part of having young adults that grow up and go off and do stuff. So it's quiet here. My husband's sleeping in because this is a day off for him. So I'm hoping to get this in before he wakes up. And he's supposed to grill today, so I don't know what time he's going to start doing that or prepping stuff, so it could get noisy. So I have a finish. I have several works in progress or whips. I did try to unzip all the bags. I think I've unzipped them all. If I missed one, I apologize for that oversight. I do try to do that so that if you are listening and wearing earbuds, it doesn't hurt your ears. I know there's sometimes when I listen to floss tubes that if I'm wearing earbuds, some noises come through really, really loud. So we'll see. hopefully I will not have any of those. So let's get started. My first thing I'm going to show you is my finish. This is Ink Circles Reflections of Norway. I am of Norwegian descent. My grandfather came to the United States from Norway. So my mom was 50% Norwegian. I am a little more than 25 because I think my dad had some Norwegian in him as well. So I really embrace my Norwegian heritage, and so I wanted to do something to reflect that, and this pattern was perfect for that. So this is Reflections of Norway. No, I have not ironed it. It is on 32 count Picture This Plus Rubious. I love all the detail. I did this using Threadworks number 1021. So it is a variegated blue, light blue to navy. I love all the details. Let me see if I can hold this to show y'all. So you have the sword, the reindeer, the flag, the longboat, the Viking helmet, the nave houses or churches. I loved this. I love ink circles. They're one of my favorite designers because I just love the way you can use, especially use like a variegated and just follow the flow of it. And I like their monochromatic pieces so that I can use a variegated and just go where the thread takes me. It is already warm, so if you see me kind of shiny, it's because I'm kind of sweating. Even though the air is running here at 9 a.m., it is already warm. So that is my only finish for the month of May. This is kind of my May wrap-up because I don't remember when the last time I filmed was, but I want to say it was the beginning of May or the end of April. So this is just kind of wrapping up May. I was going to wait and do it next weekend on June 1st, but I have to work next weekend. I am a referee assigner for soccer, and we have a tournament next Saturday here in the town that I live in that I have to assign referees for, and I kind of need to be there to oversee, make sure people are where they're supposed to be at the time they're supposed to be there. Alright, let's look at our works in progress. So the first one, I'm kind of going in just the order that they're in here. This is not in the order that I stitched on them because I don't know the order that I stitched on them. I know this is the last thing I've been working on because this is what I was working on last night, what I'll be working on today. This is Pandemic from Long Dog Sampler. I do not have a cover photo, and it is what it is. So this is where I am. The last couple of days I've spent working down this side. I have gone all the way across the top, so I'm finishing up this page. There's another rabbit and bird that will go here, and then more of this area right here. Another, I think that's a squirrel that will go on this side over here, and then I think that's the bottom of the page, and then I'll start going back across. This is on 40 count Week Style Works Angel Hair. This is the only Week Style Works fabric that I've ever stitched on. It is very, very thin. You can see my hand through it. It is very thin fabric. I like it. It stitches nicely. It's linen, and it doesn't have a lot of slubs and stuff, but it is very thin. I kind of like a little thicker fabric. Just my personal preference. The next thing I'm working on is Happily Ever After, and it is housed in my lovely Amazon tote. I'm going to see if I can find this is the black and white copy of the cover photo. The Happily is in red, and then the dots in her bow are supposed to be in red, and I think everything else is in black. I'm going to do Happily Ever After in red, and then the side motifs I'm doing in a and a dark green in 890, and then everything else will be black. Well, the little dots in the bow will be red too. I'm doing this as a wedding gift for my daughter who just got married in April. She got married with very little, we weren't told ahead of time. I kind of went into that last time, so that's why it's not done. I would have put a little bit more effort in trying to get it done before she got married, but I didn't know when her wedding was going to be. So now it hopefully will be a Christmas present to commemorate her wedding. But here's where it is. We've got most of Happily. I've got all of the Mickey head. Starting on the mini head, I did outline this so that I could just fill in. This is my work and travel project. So if I work part-time, and usually I don't get a lunch because I get off in time to go home for lunch. But this past week I had to work a full day, and I don't know what I was going to say. I had to work a full day, and so I had a lunch hour, so I worked on it then. That's all I've gotten done. I was working on it at soccer games, but soccer season is over for my daughter, so there's that. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked because I was looking when I pulled this out, and I don't know if you can see it. Some of the ink has transferred onto the edge of my Q-snap, which that's disturbing because I don't want it to transfer onto my, because I didn't think I had it up against anything. Although I wonder if it's because it was on the bottom. I don't want it to transfer onto my fabric, so I need to figure out how to repackage that. And I apologize for zipping. I did not think before I did that. All right, the next thing that I worked on. Well, not the next thing I worked on. And the next thing I want to show you that I worked on is Shades of Autumn. And this is from the Just Cross Stitch. Let me look. I have all my notes over here. Just Cross Stitch, October 2017. And this is what it's going to look like. And I am doing this on 32 count Color and Cotton Monster Mash, which is a gorgeous, gorgeous purple color. It sets off these autumnal colors absolutely perfectly. So here's where it is. I've got, this next band is very large. I think the next band that I'm going to be working on is this one right here. So that's a large one. And then a smaller but very intense stitching one. And then this last one. So only 3 more bands to go. I seem to get a band a year. So I might finish this by, 2027. We'll see. It is slow stitching. It's not difficult stitching. There's only, I think, 6 colors. But there's a lot of color changing in, like in these right here, there were 5 colors just in this little piece right here. And as you can see, this band, it's a lot of counting, and these side bands, whew, they're intense. It is a diagonal of every color that's in the pattern, and then it starts. Those are intense, and I don't like to carry, I do carry my thread a little, but I don't like to carry it if it can be really seen. So here's what my back looks like. It's not terrible. I do carry like down the band because you can't really see it through the front. But it's just a lot. It's very intense stitching. It's a gorgeous piece, and I can't wait to finish it. I think I'm going to have it, I'm probably not going to frame it. I don't frame things. I don't finish things, like fully finish them. But I do want to have it hanging somewhere, so I may make it into a wall hanging, or have it made into a wall hanging. I don't finish things. I would have to have somebody else do. The next one is 3 dolphins. I think I have a picture of this on my phone, so please be patient while I pull that up. So this is what it will look like. It is a heaven and earth design. The artwork is by Carol Cavalaris. I am still working on blue. Although when I pull it out, you'll be able to see I've started on that little gray dorsal fin, which makes me very excited because I feel like I'm going to start seeing dolphins soon. So that is the dorsal fin, I'm pretty sure. But there's a lot of blue. A very, very, very lot of blue. So I'm excited to hopefully get into something that is not blue very, very soon. So I'm working on this page right here, obviously. And I kind of do, I guess it's typewriter method. I pick the color and then I just go, I pull out 6 strands of that color, you know, one like length of thread, and it's got the 6 strands, and I do those 6 strands or until I run out of that color on the page, and then I go to the next thing. So if like this blue, there was a lot of it, so I only got to here. There's probably more of it down here, but I finished off those 6 strands and went to the next color, because after so many stitches of one color, I get bored. It's terrible, but I get bored. So I have to make it fun and exciting for me too. And this is on 28 count, easy grid, 1/1 full cross. The next thing is the project that I'm working on with Carrie from The Patient Stitcher. This is Have Faith from Cottage Garden Sampling Songbird series. I absolutely love all these birds, and I think this one is probably my favorite. I did the Wisdom one, and I liked that one a lot, but I love this bird and the bluebells. Absolutely love them. They're gorgeous. This is being stitched on 40 count pewter. And I have done, sorry, my hair is just in my face today, y'all. I don't mean to be messing with it that much. And my little needle minder is from Vicky at Stitch and Button. Charlie and Snoopy. I have the house, and I've started on one of the leaves. I know Carrie is probably far, far ahead of me on this. I hope she's getting more stitching time than I am. But at some point, I'll get to buckle down and work on this some more. The next one is one of my favorites. I say this about a lot of them, though. This is August Gnome. Let me see if I can pull up a picture of it. Because again, I need to print out cover photos. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Heather the Confetti Stitcher. Yes, it was. She has her cover photos in a binder and in sheets in a binder. I think I'm going to borrow that idea from her because I really think that would help me keep my cover photos organized. So this is the digital rendering of August Gnome. My birthday is in August, which is why I started with this gnome. This is from Cross Stitch for Everyone on Etsy, and I am stitching this on 40 count Grace Notes Fabrics Mojito Smoothie. And here is where he is. And my needle minder, I don't remember where I got him, but he matches, so that's perfect. So I have a nose and a good bit of his hat. I started in the middle where his nose is. and then worked up, and now I'm just working back down because that makes me happy. I like to work top to bottom, left to right. But there's a lot of times, like the last one, I had to start in the middle because I have a very small piece of fabric, or like it's cut tight, so I need to make sure I'm going to leave myself enough margin. Sometimes when I start at the top corner, I don't do a good job of leaving a very good margin up there. The next one, this one doesn't really have a name. I got it on Etsy, and the name of it basically on Etsy was Running. This is by Light Unicorn Designs. I have a daughter who is a runner, and so I'm doing this for her. I love the hot to cold colors, just everything about this. So my child who is a runner, if you've been with me for a while, you know I've mentioned that she suffered a serious injury. She had a stress fracture in her femur that they discovered back in December. She has not run since Thanksgiving weekend when she started having a lot of pain. And she's just now able to run again. It's very slow recovery, and even her comeback right now, she can only do a certain number of minutes at a time. She does still have pain in her legs sometimes when she runs. So we are hoping that it was not a career-ending injury, that it was just a small setback. But that's not her whole identity. She's more than just a runner, and that's what I keep reminding her. And there's more to her than just running. So she's been doing really, really well with her emotional well-being through all of this, which I am very grateful for. So this is from Light Unicorn Designs, and this is being stitched on 40 count Grace Notes Pensiero, and I have an arm. And that is all I have, is an arm working into her shoulder. And you remember what I said about not having enough margin? Yeah. So I still have to have her head and this arm. And I am really, really, really hoping that will fit. I think it will. But I have a lot of room over here. A lot. And now the foot does go out a little bit further than her hand, so some of that space will be taken up, but I am really hoping that I left myself enough margin. So crossing my fingers as I work on this. This needle minder was from when Fire Poppies was in business still. That said, I am a big deal to my LONS, my local online needle workshop, because they were both my local and my online needle workshop. They were in the Somerville area in Charleston, South Carolina. So it was like 2 hours from me. Now my closest one, I have a choice between Barefoot Needle Art and in Myrtle Beach and Stitch and Kitten in Columbia, Irmo area. I've never been to Barefoot Needle Art. I do order from them a lot online. I don't tend to go to the beach often. It's only an hour and a half. But I'm not a beach person. The traffic is horrible. So I do go to Columbia quite a bit because my daughter plays soccer for a team up there. So, but usually her practices are at night when Stitch and Kitten is closed. So I have to I need to make an effort to make a trip up there and visit them again soon. All right, my next piece that I worked on was Home of the Brave by Hands On Design. And this is what it's going to look like. It says Land of the Free, Home and the Home of the Brave. If I had been smart, I'd have planned to work on this today. But I didn't. I'm working on Pandemic because that's my plan. I don't have a lot of plans, but that's one I'm gonna, I'm trying to stick to the plan I have. And I have Land of, let me move my needle minder. I don't remember where I got this needle minder either. I think from Mad for Minders. but it is an Americana Eagle. It's very fitting. I have Land of the Free and part of the, and then I'm working on home, and I have most now of the flagpole stitched, if not all of it. So not much more to this. I think this might now be my next one closest to a finish. I'm not sure. This is on just a 32 count antique white. Kind of plain, but it makes it pretty. It's also housed in an Amazon bag. I had some others. I'm not good at remembering to show the bags. My next one, I'll show the bag because it's in one of my favorite bags. This is So Much to Love Mickey Mouse bag. Mickey Mouse is my jam. Absolutely love Mickey and all things Disney. This in here is Rosetta from Ink Circles. I told y'all I love me some Ink Circles. Little story behind this one while I look for the... I had this almost 75% done and discovered a stain on the fabric and had to start all over because where the stain was, it was very, very obvious and I couldn't get it out. And when I tried to get it out, the colors that I was using ran and it was just a thing. So this is the cover photo. This is not how I'm doing it. I'm not doing it in all one color. I'm doing this on 40 count Grace Notes Sparkling Grape. And each motif, each medallion is being stitched in a different color. So we have Gentle Arts Peacock. This is Weeks Dye Works Love. And this is Weeks Dye Works. I cannot remember. Hold on just one moment. Let me see if I can pull it up. All my notes are on my phone. Monkey Grass. And the outline is done in Coal. Weeks Dye Works Coal. So my next one will be a shade of purple. I'm not really sure what it'll be. It's a Weeks Dye Works, but I don't remember which purple it is. And then there'll be a purple. I think a purple here, and then teal, and then pink, and then green for each of those. So it's coming along. It's definitely not where it was when I had to restart, but it's getting there. I think I'm at 25% done now, so you know that's not bad for just having to restart this at the beginning of this year. So, and I love, 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 love Grace Notes fabrics. Let me show you again with this. You can see the modeling in this fabric. It's not overdone. It's not splotchy. It's just, it's very subtle and just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Love their fabrics. And they're not too stiff, but they're also not too thin. I'm very picky. I'm very picky, but I love theirs. Trying to think. I think it's Athena from Stitching Goddess Designs is also doing Rosetta, and it's gorgeous, gorgeous. I love this pattern. Enough that apparently I'm going to stitch it twice out of necessity. All right, the next one this is my last one actually, and I don't have my Q-snap to where you can see a lot of it. This is what it's going to look like. This is Christmas 2. It is a Heaven and Earth design. The artwork is by Ciro Marchetti. This is my oldest whip. I'm doing this on 25 count easy grid, 2/1 tent stitch. And I just moved the Q-snap probably at the beginning of April, and I am now working. I've got this little icicle and this little icicle ornament, and I'm going to be working across until I get over here, and then I'm not sure if I'm going to move the Q-snap over and keep going or just go down. I think I'm going to move the Q-snap over and just keep going. This needle minder is Frosted Pumpkin from when they had their Nutcracker sale. And that is all of my whips, my works in progress. That's a lot. So for Mother's Day, I have some sweet, sweet children who try to enable my stitching. They don't know a lot about cross stitch, but they want to give me things that are going to help me with my stitching. So one of my daughters gave me this needle threader, and I love it because, and I didn't take anything out of its packaging because I wanted to show it to y'all. It has two different sizes of the S or the C or whatever it's called, and then the wire one. So I love this. And then she gave me a package of DMC needles. These are going in my car because, as I told you, I stitch at my daughter's soccer. We're about to hit travel ball season in the fall, and I said she plays for a team in Columbia. Well, I drive her to practices, so I do a lot of stitching in the car while she's having practice. Inevitably, I will get a piece up there, and the needle is missing. I don't know how. If you notice, most of my pieces have needle minders and needles, but the needle will be missing. Or there's probably random needles in my car because as I'm frogging, I'm pulling and the needle just flies and it's somewhere in my car. So I'm going to be putting these in my car so I always have backup needles. My favorite needles are Bowen, but the DMCs are definitely good for emergency backups. And it was very sweet that she thought to get that for me. And then she also got me these little needle minders that she found at Michael's. We just had a new Michael's open here in our town. And so this is a little cupcake that says DMC, and this is a DMC floss. And then these are the backs to the magnets. So these are cute. So those will go with my other needle minders. And then my son, who definitely knows very, very little about cross stitch other than that I do it, and he likes to see my finished products, he bought me a 4-piece sewing needle case set that are look at how nice these are. Like I said, I didn't take anything out of the packaging before I showed y'all because these are sturdy, y'all. Look at those. So those little DMC needles, they're going to go in. I can put some in these, and these can just sit. I have a little center console that has a lift up, so I can put them in there, and they'll be stored. And look at that. Is that not? They're just so sweet. My children are sweet. And they know what I like. They know what I'm interested in. So they try to support me in that. So life, I told y'all I have to work next weekend, so I don't know how much stitching will get done on Saturday because I'll be out at soccer all day. I may be able to, I'm going to take my travel project because I may be able to stitch during games once I get all my referees in place because I don't need to be out there. I'm not reffing, I'm just assigning and making sure they are where they're supposed to be. So once games get started and everybody's in place, I might be able to just sit up in the pavilion and stitch and watch them we have a 2-story pavilion with an indoor office that has windows overlooking the fields at our soccer complex. So I can sit up there in the air conditioning and stitch and watch soccer. Make sure all my referees are taken care of and doing what they're supposed to do. So that's, I've worked a lot lately. We've got a lot of changes coming at my workplace, and there's a lot going on. We've, if you've not been here before, I work as an office assistant in the city's athletics and sports tourism department, and we've got some big projects on the horizon, like a new football facility, an expansion to our basketball arena, some things that, there's a lot of, I do paperwork. That's my job. I do paperwork. I do registrations for our recreation programs as far as our sports programs, and I process invoices and things like that. Well, with building, there's a lot of invoices that come in, and there's a lot of things that have to be purchased. So I do a lot of paperwork, and there's a lot of, we've done a lot of purchasing recently to get projects growing, and even some ongoing just programs, just keep them running. There's a lot, so there's always stuff for me to do. There's always paperwork, which is great because that's what I do, and I'm grateful for the job. It gives me something to keep me out of trouble during the week. Just, it's getting hot here. It's summertime, and we're getting hot, and we had a very, very rainy May, and I'm hoping that while the rain won't be as often, it also won't go away completely, because we've had years where we have a really rainy spring, and then by the middle of summer we're in drought conditions, and our farmers, that's not conducive for them. And where I live in one of the larger towns in South Carolina. However, we are surrounded by rural farm country, and that's who lives here. And it's bad for our community if we're in a drought situation, because our farmers can't produce the crops that they need to. So I'm hoping that the rain will taper off some, but not so much that we go into drought conditions. Other than that, we're just hanging out and having, trying to get through every day and get some stitching done every day. That's my goal. If I can stitch every day, I'm happy. Milo is passed out over there. I don't even know where Buster is. If you've been here before, I've shown you Buster. Buster is nowhere to be seen. I think he's downstairs taking a nap in his crate or on the couch downstairs. He likes it when Milo's upstairs asleep, because then he has the whole downstairs to himself. Milo's a big boy, and he takes up most of the couch when he lays on it, so Buster likes to try and claim his spot on the couch before Milo comes in there. Y'all take care. I hope y'all are having a great May. I don't like to say Happy Memorial Day. There is nothing happy about Memorial Day in my mind. In my mind, Memorial Day is for remembering those who gave their lives for the freedoms that we have here in the United States, and that is happy. That I'm happy that they fought for us, but it's not happy to think of the lives that had to be given for those freedoms. So it's a day of kind of circumspection and just remembrance. So I don't say Happy Memorial Day, but I do hope that if you do have this day off, if you're in the States and you have this day off, that you are able to set aside some time to just remember those who gave their lives. And I'm going to give you a quick, just realized I did not give y'all my May stats. I realized there's a few days left in May, not that many. So I'll give you what I have done in May. I've worked on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 projects. So far I've stitched 5,944 stitches, which is not great. It's not great at all. Last month I only stitched 6,200. March I stitched 7,200. February was 6,000, almost even. January was prolific. I stitched 9,000 stitches. I would like to get back to that. Yeah, I don't know when I'll get back to that. But I'd like to get back to that amount of stitching. Now that maybe in June, it's going to be too hot to go anywhere after work is over. We don't have soccer in the evenings or any kind of sport stuff. So maybe June will be my prolific stitching month. I don't really have plans yet for my June stitching. The Whip Go numbers were drawn, and one of them was for a project I'd already finished. So yay me, I only have one thing I need to work on for Whip Go for June, and that is 3 days on the Fox by Cottage Garden Samplings. So I'm excited about that. I do have a Whip Go goal from, I think, February that I still have not met, which is to finish Liberty by Pickle Barrel Designs. So I might throw that one in place of the second piece that I've already finished. I don't know what categories Sammy J has, from Sammy J Stitches, has chosen for the month of June. once I go, I think she's probably said them in her most recent Flosstube that I have not watched yet. And once I get those, I'll have those to kind of help me figure out what I'm going to be working on in the month of June. So we shall see. I hope y'all have a great, great summer. I hope to be back. I would like to start doing twice a month, maybe like mid-month and the end of the month. Maybe June. Maybe June will be the month that I get to do that. So I will be seeing you, if not the middle of June, I will see you the end of June. I hope you all have a great few weeks and stay happy, stay healthy, keep stitching. Bye, y'all.